Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Inquisition with Joe Thompson, aka Table Tyrant, Table something, Ryan. Anyway, hope you're all well this Wednesday. Another Inquisition, another episode, and another new guest. Joe's been wanting to get Joe on for a while, so it's good that Table Ryan Thompson. I don't know why he's called Table Ryan Johnson when his name's Joe. It's good that he's decided to come on this week and give us a wee chat. Alright, Daz, how you doing? Hope you enjoyed Salute if you were there, and Three Finger Painting. Hope you're well, my dude. Thanks for joining us tonight. So I will just send you a request now, Joe. Pop up asking you to join us, and just say yes, and then you'll pop in, and everything will be good. My wife just came home from work, so yeah, how you doing? Joe, is there an invite popped up for you to join? If we'll just press, there we are. How you doing, mate? Thanks for joining us.
All good, man. All good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. How's your Wednesday been so far?
Bit hectic, really. With work and whatnot, but just having severe anxiety about coming on.
There's no need to have anxiety, my friend.
I know. I just can't help it.
I know. I think everybody's like that when they do the first one. And the wife has decided to bring home a cheeky cream egg, and not only that, a cheeky Cadbury's mini egg bar as well. She is
You are
as good.
spoiled.
I am spoiled. I'm getting told I'm spoiled online. So yeah, we're just waiting for Casey to join. He's usually a minute or two late. This is his Oscar, his wee fella's bedtime. So it'll be.
Yeah, ours has just gone down now. It's been a nightmare. That was traumatic, to say the least.
Especially when the clocks go forward and not used to. But why are we going to bed so early? It's like, no, that is the time.
She's just decided to drop this afternoon nap, so it's emotional at bedtime.
Give me 2 seconds, mate.
Yeah, no worries. On my own now.
There's Casey there. Sorry about that. I was just telling the wife to turn off the oven because our dinner's ready. I work from home, so I work from home, so she's just in for work. So I was just telling her that our dinner's ready and it's in the oven.
What are you having?
She's having fish and mini hash browns. I had my dinner earlier on.
Oof.
Why are you shaking your head already, Casey?
Because instantly my phone fell down.
What?
My phone fell down. Is that okay?
I'll allow that. So, Joe, Tablet Ryan, thanks very much for joining us. We'll get on to the whole Tablet Ryan thing later on, but might as well jump in. And we always like to ask our guests the same first question. It's kind of like 3 questions rolled into one. What age were you when you first started getting into plastic crack? What was your first mini, and who was the person responsible for this crack addiction?
Well, I'll roll it all into one story. So basically, it all leads down to my dad. He used to take us to comic book shops when we were little and stuff like that. And I was always fascinated with Frank Frazetta and his artwork. I don't know if you're familiar with that guy. Pretty famous artist, to be fair. But I always used to look at the cards when I was about 8, 9, 10. And the guys in that comic book shop gave us some white dwarfs. We didn't have a lot of money when we were younger, so we'd just be looking through the pages and absolutely thinking, oh my God, look at these. But I remember the very first model that I come into contact with was a metal Tyrannid Screamer Killer.
Oh, yes.
Not Tyrannid. It used to be Tyrannid.
It's whatever they want it to be that day, I think, now at the moment.
So, yeah, I'd say from about the age of 9 onwards, but my dad always painted it and stuff like that, so I've always had my hand in.
And what sort of stuff was it that your dad did? Was it the historical stuff or something else? Or
No, it was, he either did Star Wars ones, but they were very hard to get hold of, and you know, the little lead aliens?
Yes.
Like Hicks and all that crew, all them. So it was kind of hand in hand, but I was always more towards. He was mad sci-fi fan, Star Trek, Star Wars, so we were raised with all that. You know, like the kind of responsible parent that would go to work and you'd be watching Predator or fucking RoboCop or something.
Yeah, but they were great. They're the best parents. And now we look at our kids and think, would I do that to them?
No, definitely. He always had a good knack of being able to fast forward through the extra gory bits. I've seen Officer Murphy get his arm blown off and stuff like that at the age of 6 wasn't good.
No, no, I'd agree with that.
No, it's had a big impact on all my hobbies and stuff like that. Spending time with my dad when I was younger, and
Sure.
just kind of, suppose, taking his interests on. He was always into Cat-Chan Warriors and Imperial Guard and stuff like that as well, after the Aliens thing kind of fizzled out. So,
Have you still got your old Screamer killer?
no.
Yeah.
That more than likely got the air rifle treatment up at the garden.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, them old models, at that age, we were more or less playing with them rather than playing a game. So it'd stay on the shelf for a certain amount of time, and then all of a sudden it'd be like, oh, we played with that up the garden, Dad, and it's broke, so...
It's kind of like the people that who in the 80s never took their Star Wars figures out the boxes and like are now selling them for like €500 million or $500 million. And you're like, but we just enjoy playing with them. You know what I mean? And I must say, I only watched RoboCop, the first RoboCop 2 weeks ago for the first time ever.
You're joking. It's in my top 3, that, definitely.
Quality.
It's good, but it's alright.
Shut up, Doug.
It's good.
So you get into it then, and tell me this: did a lot of people who get into it quite early? They had a hobby break, and because when they found like women and drink and drugs, not necessarily in that order, but did you take a hobby break yourself and then come back to it like after uni or that?
Yeah, I suppose like in my teens I was heavily into it, and then kind of fizzled out when you go to college and whatnot, but got back into it again, and then the end times happened, and that was it for me again. So it was back to 40k, and so I've always been maybe a year break or something in total, but I've always been interested in it.
And for those that obviously don't follow you, don't know your account, is it purely just the mini side of it? Are you gaming? You're into your law, your books, computer games, everything?
All of it, really. All of it. I'm not inclusive just to Age of Sigmar, like old world, fantasy, 40k, all of it. And if I could afford all of it, I'd have all of it.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's kind of circumstantial that I'm playing Age of Sigmar because we're lucky really, we've got like a close group of friends, say about 10 of us or whatever. And every one of them plays Age of Sigmar, so kind of fell into it that way, but was more swayed towards the fantasy side over the sci-fi, I'll be honest.
So this is actually a good point, because a lot of people we get on, I'd say, for the Games Workshop Warhammer side of things are usually more 40k oriented as opposed to the Age of Sigmar. What stands out to you for Age of Sigmar over anything else? And obviously you said you prefer your fantasy stuff, but what is it that captures you and screams you and holds you to its bosom?
The actual game. Game. It's out of all the platforms I've played and the systems and all that, it's my favourite, my personal favourite. I've had the most fun, I've played the most games, it flows well. But I am playing with like-minded people who aren't so like hell-bent on being rules bosses and stuff like that, so you know. But it is what you make of it, and you know, I am very tempted to get back into 40k with the Armageddon stuff being released, though. That's always been a soft spot for me, the orcs.
And what is it about the orcs that would tempt you back? Is it the new models, or just because they're just batshit crazy?
I don't know. I love the Yarick and Gazgul romance going on. I just love it. And see, it just, when you're a kid and you can't afford that stuff, and you're looking in these White Dwarf magazines every week and you're thinking, oh, baby, I can't wait. And if you've seen through my profile and stuff, I've done that, and I've painted so much stuff, and I make little scenery bits and whatnot. So it's just chasing all that stuff that you couldn't have when you were little.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's having that adult money into it, really. It's like having adult money and then trying to justify. Like, I'm quite lucky. Like, my wife has got a trainer addiction this now, so reason, even though she's only got 2 feet.
That's an expensive hobby.
Oh, listen, she's at these Adidas trainers, and she wants them in every colour. Like, I don't understand. It's mental.
Yeah, I mean, people used to want an iPod in every colour or a Game Boy. You remember when they did the Game Boys in different colours? People used to want to get all the different colours of them. So that's fair enough. I definitely might have owned multiple colours of Game Boy because I'm crazy. But
yeah, but you're in London rich money. You know what I mean? Like,
I was not. I was not.
Mate,
Mate, I live in Croydon. There's no money in Croydon. There never has been money in Croydon.
If you had more than one Game Boy, you had money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I earned that money. I was
what you did for your confirmation with the old dirty beasts, the priests in the local chapel, was up to you and them. But you obviously had money. You must have been a good-looking boy to get money off the priests. Can I not say that? Yeah. I've been told I'm not. I'm being told by the wife I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah, we don't get sued by the Catholic Church of all people. Yeah. Back on topic. Obviously, you said about the games of Age of Sigmar. We sort of touched on it last week, me and Doug, when we were talking about all the new Spearhead releases that are coming out, the new cities, the new Skaven, all of that sort of stuff. How excited are you for that sort of stuff?
Oh, it's overwhelming. Not just for Age of Sigmar, I don't want to sound like a dick or anything, but just in general, every time you go online, there's something's been released, or here's some new orcs, or it's we never used to have this volume of cool releases. It was very few and far between. Now it's like, here's a Defiler, here's a Hog Tower. It's so expensive as well now.
That tower is amazing. That's probably one of the best minis I think they've put out. Crab Walker with a castle on top of it. Come on.
I've seen some nice AI mock-ups of it done with, because you can take it with every faction. I've seen it done with Skaven and a few other factions, but the endless possibilities with them, I think.
Now, Mr. A, sponsored by AK Paints, is kicking off in the chat. Didn't take long for him to talk about AIDS of Sigmar. Come on, Mr. AK, because that's now your name. You're not Mr. Internet. You're Mr. AK. Don't knock it.
And there was me sharing his post and that.
He doesn't deserve it. Fame's gone to his head. He doesn't remember us little people anymore.
Oh, he's a good lad, Sam.
Don't tell him that to his face.
I did my first ever live with Sam, and I was so scared. And he's like, "It'll be all right, mate." And off we went. And we had. That's
exactly what it sounds like as well.
See, I'm loosening up now a little bit. Is that Coke as well?
Is that a can of Coke?
It's a can of fucking Coke, man.
That's probably got about 15 bags of sugar in it.
I know. I couldn't resist.
That's like a Sugar Junkies can of special brew.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking large, isn't it?
Well, that answers the question we'll ask later on, Dunk. So yeah, we've covered that taste now.
I mean, that can's probably as tall as Casey.
5'7", sharp.
Yeah, I've got that 1 inch in Casey, and I'm happy with that.
I got myself measured, and I would have passed army recruitment in 1915. So I'm fine. I'm 5'7".
But see with the release some of the orcs now, some of the new orcs are looking quite sexy. Like, I know that probably the whole range will be getting a refresh. So you're thinking that there's going to be some absolutely spankingly beautiful minis. Like, I'm looking forward to the Killer Cans coming out, and anything else that they bring out. Going to, like, even like the Mech Boys and all that. They're going to be absolutely, because what they've done is
that new weird boy that they revealed the other day.
You know what? I double checked the Wazdacker, the war boss on bike, right? Because I saw the model, thought it looked great, but then something clocked my eye on it the other day where they've actually modelled the flames coming out of the back of it onto it, which I know we always laugh and joke about the tactical rocks, and yes, he's on one, but the fact that they've actually thought, right, he's a dynamic model, how do we make it look extra dynamic? Let's put some flames coming out of the arse of him. It reminded me of quite like, I don't know if you've seen the Marvel Crisis Protocol minis, but if they want them to look dynamic, they do the same thing. And it just feels like they're actually looking at what's going on out there and thinking, right, rocks are enough. Let's push this. Let's make it actually look like it's doing something.
It's just clever marketing to sell more of the paint, isn't it? Let's add a tree.
I don't want to be cynical, but yeah.
Oh, I'll buy it all anyway. I don't care.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I was saying that to my friend the other day. Like the Age of Sigmar orcs are marketed as yellow, and I was like, "Why yellow? It's just sell yellow paint, isn't it?"
Yeah. I've noticed that generally with orcs, right, nowadays, and I don't know if you'll agree with me in this. Back in the day when you were painting orcs, they were always sort of a relatively dark to mid-green. Yeah. Maybe a tiny yellow dry brush to highlight them. But now they're really pushing them as being more very light green, goblin-y almost in colour, aren't they? It definitely seems to be a shift.
Yeah. It's like a brighter contrast with them. They've kind of gone away from that cartoony feel as well, I think, because they've always kind of been comic relief. Yeah. Like you can look through that army book and be like, "There's 10 things that are funny. There's 10 things that are really cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the orcs have always needed a touch of that grim dark, really.
Yeah, I think they always had hints of it in some of the older lore when you sort of read about what they do. It's like, okay, so they're essentially football hooligans, but every now and again when they catch a load of humans, they eat them. And you're like, okay, there's your banter with your grim dark. But yeah, I think they have come away from the darkness of them, pushed them into the comic relief thing, and dragging them back a bit, even with the minis, I think makes a big difference.
Like, what's that? Oh, Battle Rig or something. I just couldn't get behind that. That was a model I was a bit like, oh.
Yeah. I think as an Age of Sigmar player, obviously the different factions of orcs, obviously the Cruel Boys versus the more classic version of what you got. That was when they came out. I remember that being quite a kick-off, wasn't it?
Oh, they saved it apparently.
Really?
Yeah, like with the the sales of them, it failed first and second edition. Really didn't. There's an argument it's still failing now, but I won't give Sam any ammunition there. But yeah.
And what factions of Age of Sigmar have you got on the go?
Skaven, Nurgle, and Orcs, or Oryx as they're now called. I still can't call them Oryx. They'll always be Orcs.
It's like the Eldari. There'll always be Eldar and Dark Eldar. There'll never be really Eldari.
Guard.
Yeah, guard. I'm not saying that long word. Ed guard. Done.
I was going to ask something there. Oh.
I think it's an interview. I hope you were going to.
Yeah. Bollocks. I can't remember what it was going to be now.
This often happens, so this is quite welcome to the show.
What are you painting right now? What is on your table?
Yes, you are painting something. It is a good point.
Because the question will come back to me, but what are you painting right now? What is on your table?
Brutes. I've got a mad batch painting thing going on. I've got like 20 brutes on the go and a couple of big pigs. I'm a sucker for a chain paint, me. Just get all the paint out of the way and then go back and highlight. And then you never go back and highlight, do you?
No. It's like when you say, right, I finished this model for now, I'll definitely come back to it. And at no point has anybody ever, probably apart from AK Man, has ever went back to a model and finished it off.
Please, that guy's got the biggest pile of shame in the world.
Well, I have only got these orcs to paint. I'm pretty on top with keeping shame piles at a minimum. Mainly because I'm skint all the time, but...
That's it. This is the way to do it. Buy some new stuff, get skint, and then you can't buy the new models. You have to paint the ones you got.
You have to stay in all month and paint the ones you've got.
Yeah. Who needs a life anyway? We're fine.
Yeah, like we've all managed to harpoon our women and drag her back to our caves. We've knocked her up, and there's no way that they're leaving. As long as we throw them crisps and wine at the weekends, they're more than happy.
I don't know. I need crisps and wine more than Sarah does. Yeah, that's me. What?
Yeah, pretty much because she wears the trousers in your relationship. Obviously, with the change of Citadel changing to Warhammer paints, is it predominantly Warhammer paints that you use, or are you a bit of everything, or is there a particular brand that you like to use yourself?
I just use Citadel. Well, Warhammer paints. Well, it doesn't bother me. I'm a mid to average painter. You know, they look all right when they're on the board, but it's just having a crack with your mates on a Friday. You know, having a few beers. So I do. I kind of get to that point where if I put any more paint on a model, I ruin it. I just kind of like plateau at this level. So contrast paints for me, they've enabled that, get that thin coat over the top as a base, and then I just use the highlights over the top. And you can normally find, because I bought the full range of the layer paints for Citadel stuff, you can normally find a 1-to-1 match, if you know what I mean. So I mean, I'm not against using any other paints. It's just easy for me. You know, you can whip down to the local shop, pick up a few, but they only sell Citadel stuff, so.
Yeah, I think there is an argument that it's what we use to get into it when we first start off. There's always a thing. You end up with Citadel paints over mostly any other brand, and there's nothing really wrong with them at the end of the day. Yeah, sure, one might be a little bit more running than the like another brand version of it, but I mean, I'm looking at like paints I've got on my table at the moment. I've got more Citadel than anything else. Citadel Warhammer paint, sorry. There isn't anything wrong with them. They do the job.
Yeah, I have got some army painter ones, but these are the old fantasy ones. Most of them are discontinued. But like I say, they must be 15 years old and they still get used. So I literally don't care about stuff like that. If people want to get all thingy and this paint's better and that's cool, the painting side of it's more for you. But for me, it's just I don't give a fuck. I work long and hard all week and just.
That's really an interesting point. Because do you think there's a bit of snobbery? I think with some of the high-end painters, shall we say, that one will only get you to a certain level.
If I could paint like that, I wouldn't be on this show.
That's
all right. And that's us for another week, folks. Tablet Ryan.
Oh yeah, I noticed it was all Joe when I come on. I was a bit like, my wife was calling me that, but you had Graham on last week, and just at the end he was like, "Why the fuck's he called Tablet Ryan?" It's like, fucking nice one, mate. And all week calls I've had is Tablet Ryan, and I can't get away from it now.
Well, this is what we're trendsetters. Do you know what I mean? We're not fashion followers. We're trendsetters.
Yeah, I don't mind, man. It's rule number one for me. Don't take yourself too seriously. Have thick skin. If you give it, you've got to take it. And you know what? I'll have a laugh and stuff like that. I'm easy to get on with. I'm no trouble at all.
That's pretty much how we founded this chat show. We're just here to have a laugh and a joke, and meet some new people, and introduce people to new people. And I think a lot of people that we've had on are of a similar nature. So, yeah. If we didn't want you on, you've not been invited. That's why.
Wait till I'm on Golden Demon.
And just, I think you should just change your name by default to Tablet Ryan now. We should get your missus. We should get Golden Rogue Minis to text your missus if he knows it and just start calling you Tablet Ryan.
She's probably watching. Master is always watching.
No, they're always watching.
Yes, Master.
With the whole Tablet Ryan thing, I was like, why is it? Because when I was like DMing you, I never clicked on that your name was Joe. I actually genuinely thought that your name was Ryan Thompson, and I was like, but why is it called Tablet? And it's only when I read it, but then once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I know, yeah. And funnily enough, I was thinking, I'd been toying with the idea in my stories, and because I paint fantasy stuff, I was going to change my name to Fantasy Painting with Joseph. But no. Now it's Tablet Ryan.
Fantasy Painting with Joseph sounds like some sort of Bob Ross show. I think
until they see the fucking state of my paints and
that. But I've had a good few people DM me laughing with the whole Tablet Ryan thing, and like.
Oh, I know, mate. They've fucking been on to me as well.
You get wee stickers made now, Tablet Ryan stickers. That's it. That's your whole brand now.
Yeah.
Actually,
And then
while we're on this, Dunk, I'm going to jump in. But what is your favourite type of tablet? Are we talking like a tablet rubber that you get in school or an iPod?
Suppository.
Yeah, suppository. There we go. Straight in there. You've been asked that before, haven't you?
What hell?
well, there is only one good tablet, and it's Scottish tablet. That's just pure sugar.
Isn't that just a Kendall mint cake for Scottish people?
Oh, there's no mint involved.
Yeah,
Do you know what I was wondering? Paint Party Scott or actual Ryan messaged me. I was thinking, what's he going on about tablet? I thought you meant like as in a pill, and someone else thought I meant as in like a tablet.
Coding is pretty good. I'm not going to lie, I agree with you.
Yeah, wait, there's just too many T's in your name, and that's why. I've honestly never seen the Y. I just thought, what? Well, actually, get the R and the Y mixed around. Maybe I'm a bit dyslexic.
It 100% serves me right. I used to have this army case, and it said "Tabletop Tyrant" on it.
Yes.
And I've basically ripped that off, and now I'm Tablet Ryan.
Yeah. I mean, what else would you rather be? Like Joe? That's quite forgettable, but Tablet Ryan?
Have something about your username at the end of the day. Like, don't obviously got his Dunk_Holmes called. That is who you are. Like, I think there's too many people out there that will just join something like this and be like, "Oh, my name is Sam, so I'm going to be Sam Paints Minis." Not digging out Warpgate Studios there. It's just the first name that came to my head.
But also, I actually genuinely thought for about a good few months that Casey's first name was Casey,
It's not.
and it isn't.
No, my first name is Michael, but everyone just calls me Casey because it's easier. Michael's boring.
Yeah.
Why Casey?
Is this my surname?
Ah.
Yeah, you know what? Long story short, there was 4 Michaels in my primary school class, so everyone just called me Casey because it was easier. Yeah. And then when I went to secondary school, all the kids that came with me from primary school to the same secondary school just continued calling me Casey. So then that class called me Casey. And then later on in life, my friends groups, 2 or 3 of them came through school with me, so they keep calling me Casey. It's just continued as a cycle. So it's easy.
Yeah, because I went to mail Casey stuff, and I was like, what's your last name? And he's like, Casey. And I think I said to him, so you're called Casey? And he's like, obviously not. My parents aren't psychos. My first name is Michael. And I was like, all right, because I've got a mate called Andrew Scobie, and we only call him Scobie. We also call him Heat because he's got a big, massive head. And he's grown balls to his head. His head is massive, and he's going bald now, so his head's even bigger now.
Okay, the giant head. Just call him Head.
Oh, we just call him Heat. We just call him Heat.
Turkey then.
No, he's way too tight for that. But it's just weird how like people's names just like can I just take a.
Just kind of one more thing on the names. Like my dad's cousin in Mayo married a bloke called Dermot McDermott.
McDermott.
There was a news guy in Scotland, and his name was Forbes McForbes.
Forbes.
That sounds like an 11 a Reef story. That does.
No, if you Google him, Forbes McForbes.
Well, I had someone called John Jonathan.
How to bully your kid? How to make sure your kid gets bullied in school? 101.
Mind you, I did at one point run it by Geraldine to call Luke. This is the names I went through before I called my son Luke. These are the names that I had. Anakin, she vetoed that pretty much right away because I'm a big Star Wars fan, which I thought was quite devastating. And then I wanted to call him Boba for Boba Fett. She vetoed that before the words had even finished my mouth. And then I did float Sherlock for a while because I would love to have said to him all the time, no shit Sherlock, because my last name's Holmes. And then
Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, elementary, my dear, elementary son. Yeah,
Should have
that was
done that.
vetoed. Yeah, we should have. And then I wanted to call him Sebastian. That was ruled out because he would get bullied at school.
Oh, they've all shouted, "Kick his ass, Seabass!"
Yeah. And then we settled in Lick
Love
for
that.
non-religious reasons. So we've covered the paints, right? But see, a big thing that everybody talks about is brushes. Now, are you a brush connoisseur? Do you like to just buy cheap brushes from Amazon, or do you use the 10% that you get with Inquisition and buy orange brushes?
Oh.
Whoa!
Golden maple only, boys.
Oh, but they're
And
not
if you-
even British, man. You want to support British and people that are
Well,
colourblind.
none of them would support me, would they?
Oh.
So I had to go further afield.
And are they Canadian
Which,
or
you
they
know,
just...
mate, they're so annoying. they asked me, "Would you like to sample some brushes?" Yeah, okay, then I'll sample some. So the brushes get sent, and then they send me a code that people can get discount. And I was thinking, well, what's this kind of a thing? And they kept asking. I painted like maybe 2,000 points, and my camera's not great. I'm not good on camera and stuff like that or computers, so I just took a few photos, posted them. They're like, "Can you make some videos?" Not really. No. Please make some videos. And you see all these other people making videos. Like, how many of the same video would you like? I might do one when I've finished using them and give them a review then. To be fair, I painted loads of these and they're holding up pretty well.
Yeah. I think, you know what? I sort of touched on something similar to this last week when I was in a rant. The orange brushes have been good to us in that they've chucked us a free sample here and there. They've given us a discount code. They expect nothing of us, really. I love that because I know you say you're sort of like a fair painter. I'm dog shit. Like, you're saying that you don't want to highlight something too much in case you ruin it. The moment paint touches a mini for me, it's fucked. So
Contrast.
I didn't get on with that. I fucked that as well. But I think they've been really good to us in that respect. But you are right. Like, you do see people out there and they get their freebies, and fair play, they're promoting the brand that's giving them the free shit. But when you see 30, 40 people all doing it, you do sit there and, like, if one or two people are doing it, you might be a bit intrigued. But when 40 people are doing it, it's like, okay, come on.
It becomes one of them cliche videos in the end, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Check out what my friends at Golden Maple sent me. Or come with me to my local games workshop. Which is all cool and that, but...
I take it Joe Thompson is Tablet Ryan's wife.
Yeah, she's also Joe Thompson. So now I'm Ryan, it's less confusing.
Where's he gone? But yeah, I think, and you see this a lot when companies do that, their big events, their big pre-orders are going out, and it's, oh my God, they sent me this, isn't that kind of them? And you do get a lot of people, I think, when it's a big release, get the hump with that. And I know it's the internet, I know it's the modern age, you get on board, you get left behind, but sometimes, like when there's a big pre-order day coming out, I stay off my phone because I don't want to see 50, 60 accounts I follow all saying, look, I got this. And it's like, good for you.
Yeah.
I'll come back to you in a couple of days.
And you see all the, we'll call them content creators or whatever, and they put their heart and soul into it, and they're so good painters, and they don't even get, it's because they're not like marketable people, they're not getting a look in, so.
That's one of the reasons why we started this podcast, Ryan, to be honest with you. Or I'll call you Mr. Tablet. Was we follow a lot of people, and there's a lot of people out there that are really good painters that just don't get the recognition from the amount of followers that they have. But even like big names that, like even people that like are working in the industry that you wouldn't expect don't get as many followers as people that post out, oh, look at me, I'm going to such and such a con or such and such a con, and it's like, right, fair enough, but the people that are really good painters, that's one of the reasons why we started this, was to get more recognition and just share the kind of the love with people, because you get a lot of people that also have like 100 million followers, but follow like 5 people. It's like that's shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm all for people following people to the maximum that you can follow back, and that's fair enough. But when you've got somebody that's got like 25, 30,000 followers, but only follows 9 people, it's like, dude, that's pretty shit.
Yeah, you probably know more than 9 people, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Just being rude. I seen someone the other day, and one of their things on their story was best 3 answers get a follow back. It's like, what? Best 3 answers get a follow back.
That would just involve me slagging off their mum or their dad, really, and then getting reported to Facebook again, or Meta, or whatever you want to call Zuckerberg.
Again, I love that again.
Meta jail.
Yeah. I think I had my account restricted last 2 years ago for just being a dick to people because they were being dicks to me, so I was just being dicks back.
You being a dick, I don't believe that at all.
I know.
Not Tablet Ryan doesn't believe you.
I know. Honestly, when you die here, Tablet Ryan was a good man. Like, who? Oh, that's your dad, son, don't worry.
I think I'll be able to afford spaces on my tombstone.
You could probably use your maple brushes to like dry brush as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they're pretty good. They're not as eye-catching as them orange ones, I'll be honest. And that Gotrek sticker that you get with them. Have you got any stickers that you want to send me?
I am, you know what, I am actually, and this is, you've asked the question, and it's a little bit of a podcast exclusive. I am in the process of getting some design, and I will be putting them out. There's a company down the road from me that does them, so I'm going to get them to do them. And I'll start off with 100, and I'll send some out to some people who might like some. It is a piss take one, so, and I think it's, I'll tell you what it is. It's the Just Stop Oil one, but I'm calling it Just Stop Known Oil because I'm an arsehole. But it'll have our little logo in the corner and an app. So soon to come.
That'd be cool.
And I'm in talks with a dice company and making some Inquisition dices as well. And then I'm going to send some out to people and maybe try and sell some just to get our money back. But that will be after I go on holiday because I'm going on holiday next week.
Yeah.
I need all the money for my bail money, which no doubt me and my wife will probably need because when we go away.
Where are you going?
We are going to Alcudia in Mallorca.
Majorca. Just remember the water in Majorca don't taste like water.
That's some sort of London speak you're doing. Oh, my phone's falling.
It's from my... No, hang on. My Fair Lady was the other one, isn't it? It was an 80s advert. I can't remember. But yeah.
Sounds like something Michael Caine would say.
That was it. It was the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain, and then the water in Majorca don't taste like water. There you go. So don't drink. I think it's actually the Majorca Tourist Board got a Cockney guy to say that once, so people will drink more beer.
You heard it here first, kids, and if you need that story retold back to you, we will clip this and then you can play it so you can go to sleep because that was one of the worst stories Casey's ever told.
No, come on, I've told worse than that.
Yeah. Right, so we've warmed you up with some hobby questions. We've did our stupid wee segue into orange brushes, Inquisition 10% off, and also Maple Leaf.
Fight.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to get to the nitty gritty. So obviously we know that you're a fan of Coca-Cola. What other beverage of choice do you like to consume? Alcoholic and non-alcoholic?
Oh, you don't let me near alcohol anymore, so I stay clear of that.
I think we're getting to an age now where, like, even now, like, I don't drink as much as what I used to back in the day. I think I'm just...
Whiskey. I love a whiskey. Or used to like a whiskey. But everything in moderation, boys. Everything in moderation. I know people go through tough times, but times get better and things change, so...
See, weirdly, you know what? I fancied actually having some Jack Daniels last night, and I could have sworn I had a bottle in the house somewhere, but I didn't, which is a bit gutting. But I was sitting there. It was like half midnight, and like, do I really need a glass of Jack Daniels at half midnight? No.
Nightcap.
That's not even a whiskey. That's a manky drink with Jack Daniels.
I know, but every now and again, it reminds me of being 18 and just thinking I was cultured because I was drinking Jack Daniels.
Oh, I'm 18. I could afford Jack Daniels because I had London money.
No, I had Toys R Us money. I was getting £200 a week and I was pissing it up the wall on booze. It was great.
I was on Merrydown money.
All right. So, when you are not painting and you're having a glass of Coke or your 6-foot can of it, as the case might be here,
5'7".
what snack are you enjoying with that? Are we going crisps or sometimes? Actually, you know what? I'm going to introduce something new here. Are you enjoying like a bag of dry roasted nuts or salted peanuts or something like that?
No, chocolate for me.
Okay. What is your chocolate of choice? Seeing as we've just had Easter, it's quite relevant.
Probably. Them little snack bars that come in the yellow packet. Fucking old school, them boys. Anything that gives me that nostalgia kick, I'm a fan of it.
I love them snack bars. I think the taste of them has changed a little bit over the years, but for like £1 and you get 8 in a pack, and then you just inhale them.
Yeah.
There is another pack you can get, and it's a kind of purpley pack, and it's like a biscuit.
Yeah.
Right. Now and again, I will send Casey a wee care package from Ireland because you don't get Cadbury's Golden Crisp or Mint Crisp over in the UK. So I live in Donegal in Ireland. Yeah. You never had that?
Oh, no. A Golden Crisp is basically like a more sugary version of a crunchy, but instead of it being like one solid lump of honeycomb, it's all smashed up in the middle.
Oh,
and then
nice.
a Mint Crisp is essentially the same, but mint flavoured. It's solid.
So what I do is I send 3 bars of each over to England and just watch Casey and his missus fight over them. Brilliant.
My missus brings, when she goes to see her parents in Poland, she brings back this bar called a Dare. Or they do sell it in this country now, but they've rebranded it as Dare. And they sell it in Tesco. Oh my God, it's like dark chocolate wafer. It's about that thick. It's gorgeous. Quite partial.
Do you know what you don't get anymore? And I was never a fan of it, but I think I'd be a fan of it now. Remember dark chocolate bounties back in the day?
Yes.
I was saying this the other day in the red packet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I didn't enjoy them, but like looking back on it, I'll probably eat one now.
Yeah.
Your tastes change as you get older, don't they? I think.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. Like sometimes the nostalgia. Like if I see a Freddo, I'm all over that. Granted, now they cost like a mortgage rather than the 10p that they used to do, but like they're still quite good. You know, it's just nice to. But when like my sister, for example, she used to love the Turkish delight.
Oh.
Which part of me's like, when I was a kid, I was like, I'm not touching that. Why is it purple in the middle? But now I'm a bit older, I'm like, maybe I would have given that a go. I don't know.
Oh, that is top tier.
There's nothing else in the house, it's getting eaten.
Yeah. That is a fair point.
I've been on a diet as of late, and with Easter, I woke up the other morning on the couch. I was just like surrounded by celebration wrappers. Just in shame. Like, oh, what have I done?
Here's a good one, and this is one I think is really good with respect to like celebration, roses, something like that. What is the one you eat first, and what is the one you leave?
Probably Milky Ways first. Yeah, they're nicer. And then probably regular Galaxy last. Leave a treat.
That's a good word, isn't it? I like a Milky Way every now and again. I leave Milky Ways last because
I'm quite strange. I make weird hybrids. Bite half
two of them together.
Everyone's done that.
Like when you're a kid, you mix Ribena with lemonade, thinking it's going to be amazing, and really all it does is just get you hyper.
Yeah. I do like. I always leave the Mars bars to the last in the wee tubs. I think they're rank.
Oh, nice Mars bars.
No, but like in their house, like you have to have the good ones first because if you try and leave them to the end, it's just gonna. The ones that are always left in our house are the Milky Ways, the Bounties, and the Mars bars.
Hmm.
There's one for you. Mars bar in the fridge or Mars bar room temperature?
Room temperature. Never in the fridge.
Yeah, people around here who put them in the freezer and stuff like that. It's like,
Nah, see, like, I can't. My wife does this where she prefers chocolate out of the fridge rather than room temperature. But if you've got something that's like caramel or something like that in it, if you put that in the fridge and it goes rock hard, I'm sorry, I'm eating this to enjoy it. I don't want to break my teeth.
yeah.
If I wanted, and it's like if I put it in the freezer, I just go buy a Mars ice cream bar, and even that, the caramel in that is still gooey. That doesn't go solid. So,
what kind of witchcraft is that? That is weird. Because that is witchcraft. How it doesn't go solid in the freezer. That is weird witchcraft.
probably.
But there's an Instagram page I follow, obviously on Instagram, and it's an Irish woman who goes about the shops and she tells you like good substitutes for other like name brand things. So what she's pointed out now is that Aldi and Lidl chocolate is actually way better than Cadbury's Dairy Milk because there's more cocoa solids in Aldi and Lidl, and there's no palm oil or stuff in it. I hate that woman because she makes me change foods.
I've noticed this actually, like more and more stuff is starting because obviously the rising cost of like cocoa and stuff like that. You say, I noticed Easter eggs were just very slightly different this year on the Cadbury one, and it just put me off ever so slightly. We've talked before that Easter egg chocolate is always the top tier one. It's elite, can't be beaten. This year it just felt like it slipped.
It's got to be Cadbury. So I seen a reel of a guy who was like, obviously having his head wrapped in tinfoil about what they're putting in chocolate and conspiracies and whatnot. And he reckons that, well, he mentioned in the video that they taste like cardboard. And then a couple of days later, I was eating an Easter egg and couldn't get this like cardboard taste out of my mouth. I was like, planted the seed.
That's it. He's inceptioned you. That's what's happened. He went 3 layers deep and planted the cardboard taste. Leonardo DiCaprio running around in your brain telling you it tastes like cardboard.
So you just dropped a bombshell there that your missus is Polish, I take it?
Yes, sir.
So what other Polish delicacies have you became a taste of that you wouldn't have normally had back in the day before you met Mrs. Poland? Or Mrs. Tablet Ryan, as we now call her.
What's the Polish for tablet?
I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to know.
So I'll tell you, on that, I'm going to jump in because I went to Gdansk last year for a couple of days and I had grilled pierogi and they were
cool. Oh, yeah. We have a lot of pierogi. Big fan of bacons. I can never remember the names and pronunciations. Some things I don't like. I mean, I've tried the Christmas dinner and I think that it's just like in my brain, I should be eating Christmas dinner now, not carp and like.
What does carp? Wait, I do carp fishing, right? And I know that carp is a big Polish like Christmas dinner thing. What does it taste like? And don't say carp because I will strangle you.
Or fish. Don't say it tastes of fish.
Like muddy jelly with bones in it.
Oh.
Is it not a nice fish?
It's not a nice thing. But for that, I think it was more of what was more readily available for people and sticks its tradition because I think that it's more ceremonial for them. They have 12 dishes, and if she's watching, I'm scoring brownie points now for knowing all this.
You are
on Google. But yeah, biggosh and stuff like that. It's like cabbage with meat in and stuff like that. I mean, it's okay, but it's not what I'm used to.
Yeah, but I think because when we were out there, obviously a lot of the restaurants were doing some of the touristy food. We've got a picky eater he was 6 at the time, now 7, and he was like, "Come on, let's try something different." And he settled on pierogi. He was like, "Fine." We described them as to get him on board. We described them as like a Polish Cornish pasty. He was like, "Okay, I'll give it a try." And we found a place that did it must have been like a chain restaurant. They did traditional ones. They did like fancy variations, and he bloody loved them. He even ate ones with cheese in them, and he hates cheese. So that's quite a good.
What type of child hates cheese?
My child is weird.
Your taste buds develop over the years, don't they?
Yeah.
I never used to like bacon when I was little. I'm sure that was just like the horror of going for school dinners in the day. Big fat on the side of it and all that.
Yeah.
I do like a bit of fat now, though. There's nothing better than a nice bit of
Oh,
fat,
it's
though.
got to be oven crisp for me.
Yes, I agree.
Tyrion Lannister.
But
How did he describe it? Black and... I was going to say bacon then. Oh, that's not what he said. Bacon burned black. That's what he said.
yeah, my mother-in-law likes bacon cremated to the point where it's almost leather, and part of me's like, you got to have a bit of something about it. But
Yeah, you know, when it's just... I always cook it in the oven, but you know when the fat's just going like yellowy, crispy.
yeah,
That's the stuff.
yeah.
That's how I cook my bacon when I'm fishing. That is the best when you're bankside. So when you're eating your Easter eggs and you're drinking your 5'7" can of Coca-Cola, what are you and Mrs. Tablet Ryan watching on the TV? Is there any particular shows, or are you like all couples now who are just sitting there watching murder mysteries and
No,
out?
we don't have a TV. There's one for you. We don't have a
Oh.
TV, and mainly because I'm quite happy painting and listening to audio books and stuff like that. And then there's the cultural divide. She's not going to want to sit down and watch Coronation Street, is she? Do you know what I mean? She won't be able to relate to it. Some of the accents she won't be able to understand. So there's been that, but we have watched series of things together, Mindhunter and stuff like that. But
And I suppose coming from Poland, I suppose coming from Poland in the 1980s and 90s, they didn't have TV because they were just so poor, because they were too busy out catching carp, I suppose,
Yeah.
and fighting the Russians.
Mm.
Yes.
So what audio bits are you listening to this now? Because I started a Word Bearers one the other day there, which is pretty good so far. But what are you listening to?
Gotrek and Felix on repeat. I'll just go through them all, and yeah, I listen to the Age of Sigmar ones, and yeah, they were shit. But I still listen to them. There's some in the very first Realm Slayer book for the Age of Sigmar series. There's a nice little kind of closes a few things and a few. If you haven't read it, I won't spoil it because it is nice if you have followed the whole series. But anything after that is not good. But just to have that, I think it's the camaraderie between the pair of them and the earlier writers, William King and people like that. It's untouchable in my eyes.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it still William King that does it? Because it was always like when it comes to the fantasy stuff, it was always when you see William King's name on the book, you'd be like, fucking yes, get on that.
Yeah, well, I think he did the first 6. I'd like to say 6 or 4 maybe, and it went to Josh Reynolds, David Geimer, less and less memorable authors. Not to knock them, because I'm sure that the direction for them for that Age of Sigmar, they've done well to fucking cobble up to the story with that lore mess that they've been given.
Yeah.
But anything fantasy, I'll give a listen to. But for me, it's Gotrek and Felix, and I'm quite happy listening to that. It's either that or music.
What sort of music?
Oh, that I don't want to be that guy who says, "Oh, everything, man," but literally everything: hip hop, metal, fucking Frank Zappa, anything you can imagine, Buckethead, a whole manner of things.
I will say it's a weird one for our realm of hobbying. You know, you'd go back into the stores back in the day in the Games Workshop stores, from what I remember, and it was always you'd get whatever they were playing in the time. It would always be like whatever indie or rock was popular, or it would be the Conan the Barbarian theme tunes. And that was all you'd hear. Like, I remember playing games in there, and the Conan theme came on, and the manager of the store started going, and started screaming his head off. But it was
thrower.
Yeah, it almost just sort of stuck that if you were into these sorts of hobbies, you hand in hand listen to that sort of music. And I remember going in there once listening, like you're saying, to I must have been listening to Wu-Tang Clan or something at the age of 17. And people look at me like, why are you listening to that if you like this? It's like, because I don't care. I'll listen to anything. It's just weird pigeonholing, I think.
Yeah. Next door to our local games workshop, they used to have like a shop that sell System of a Down t-shirts and patches and all stuff like that. So they were onto it, that it kind of drew this one crowd of people.
Yeah. And
Graham's asking if you listen to Taylor Swift.
I'd listen to Taylor Swift. I don't give a shit.
No Taylor Swift. So when I say anything, to me, I've attempted to play guitars and be in bands and stuff like that, and to me, anyone who's capable enough to produce, put out, or play any kind of instrument, I'll take my hat off to them, regardless of what it is, because one, it takes balls, two, it takes skill, three, if you're selling tickets, all good for you.
Yeah, and check it off as a banger. But anyway,
so one of the questions that we like to ask is, obviously you've got a missus, because you've said you've got a missus and you've got a sprog, unless you've kidnapped a sprog from a maternity unit somewhere and nobody's realised. How did you break your missus into the hobby sphere? Was it like dribs and drabs, or did you just go straight in, no kissing, I'm into Warhammer? How did she
I've never been bothered. I am who I am. I'm not going to pretend I'm anyone else for anyone's. What do I care? It's always the same in school, when it's like people wearing Rockports and you've got to wear these shoes, you've got to wear. I'm bothered. I'm poor enough to care.
And what's her take? Has she ever dabbled in it, the mini side of life? Has she tried to paint?
No. She likes the look of some things, but she's just absolutely. She's got everything she wants. She's got a loving husband and a doting daughter. So.
And how old is your young one? Is she into
She's
it yet?
3.
Oh.
She's a nightmare at the minute.
It just gets worse, mate. I've got 3 daughters. It just gets worse.
She's got what they refer to as gluea and swollen adenoids. So there's a bit of a delay in her speech development because they've pinpointed it now that she can't actually hear properly. So when she's inside and you're talking, she can hear, say, like 70%. As soon as you go outside or in like a crowded room of people, she can't hear and she starts lashing out because she can't communicate that back.
Poor wee pet.
So,
a poor wee thing.
I know, man. But I think we're going for consultation. Like we've tried everything. I mean, the waiting list now for I'm by no means knocking the NHS. It's just busy. The waiting list now is 18 months, and if she was at any other age and had discovered that and the development was fine, I would have no problem waiting that 18 months to get on the waiting list. But the fact is that she's 3 and she's not getting that, and I don't want her to be. I'll do anything I can to get her the best care she can. So we looked private in this country. That's like 5 to 7 grand. So we're like, right, we'll look abroad then. So looked at Poland and get it all done with flights and a hotel for 2.
It's mental, isn't it? It's absolutely bloody mental. Just even silly things. Like my dad had some teeth that he needed replacing over here because it's all NHS, not all the dentists. He was looking at like 15, 16 grand. He went to, I think he got quoted in Turkey and he got quoted with Hungary, and he went to Hungary in the end because it was a little more pricey. He heard bad things about Turkey and it cost him half of what it was going to cost him here. It's obscene. Like you say, NHS, bless them, they're manic. More power to those guys that work in that system. My sister-in-law and mother-in-law are nurses, love them to death. They grind themselves to the bone in there. But when you are confronted with a waiting list for your kid, you are going to do anything to get your kid sorted out. And fair play to you, mate. If I was in that position, I'd do exactly the same.
Yeah, but it's just one of them. You can't put when she's that young, you can't put a price on a development. And I don't want her to be, put in another class. I want her to have the best chance that she can get, that I can provide for her anyway. So if that means me tightening the belt at the minute, then so be it. But It's one of them. I can always sell my Warhammer.
Don't let them know how much it's really worth. Cause
Yeah. Oh, she knows everything.
shit.
She knows everything.
And what is it you
waiting downstairs with a rolling pin?
what is it you do yourself for work? If you don't mind me asking, what is it you do yourself?
I fit panels for elevators. So any airports, any train stations, anything like that. You see an elevator working there, we've built a control panel for that.
Wow.
So basically, I'll print off a big drawing, stick it down to some metal, drill it all, fit it all, send it off to wiring, that kind of stuff. So physical job, but
yeah,
it pays really well. And the company that I'm working for, man, the benefits working there, you've got full healthcare because we're American owned. You've got flexi time, so as long as you do your 8 hours within a day, you can work whatever hours you want. So honestly, just turn up there, do your bit, and if you ever need to leave early, no one ever asks you any questions. The wages are always the same. You don't have to chase anyone. It's just they really look after it, which is really rare at the minute.
Yeah.
So and I can walk to work. Well, I say walk to work. I've got a little electric scooter. The grand age of 38. What a dick. But literally, I can get there in 8 minutes. So. And Mrs. like, oh, you need to get a car, this, that, and the other. I was like, yeah. So we get a car on one wage, and then what?
Yeah.
No, it's fair play
Drive
again.
it on weekends.
Cost of fuel at the moment, what that is just, fuck that.
Not so silly now on my scooter, am I?
Our diesel is €2. It was €2.19 yesterday, and they dropped the price by 10 cents. But it will go back up, which is about $1.95 sterling. So usually you get a lot of people from the north, because I live on the border of Northern Ireland and Republic. You get a lot of people going from the south, the north, and at the south to buy cheaper diesel and petrol. It's the opposite now. We're all going into the north, and it's a lot cheaper than it is, which is it's ridiculous. I work from home, so I don't really care.
Oh, you're not one of them, are you?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Honest to God, because my job, I have to be there. But when someone's working from home and they're just like, they're on the golf course or something.
I wish I was. I wish I was.
Or they're like, I can't come in today. I'm having this done at home or whatever. It's infuriating. You always end up doing more for the people that are working at home as well. As if they were in the place, they'd be like, do a bit more or whatever. But phone calls, can you get this? Can you get that? Can you get this? Just go in.
I find I'm more productive at home than I would be in the office. I would go and chat straight to people. I would just wander away and just go and start chatting to people. With my team, there's only 4 of us, and the team that I'm in, there's only 4 of us based in Ireland. The rest of them are all based in the States. So I work for an American health insurance company. So the guy that got shot in New York 2 years ago? That's the company I work. That's the company I work for. And the team that I'm in, we're the first ones online in the morning, obviously because the Yanks are all sleeping. And when I'm finishing, people are still coming online for California. So somebody else is saying Tablet Ryan, by the way. Hi, Walrus Paints, how you doing?
Walrus Paints, he's a good lad. Get him on if you can.
Yes, cool.
Blowing up on the old painting tutorials and stuff like that. And he's a nice chap as well.
We'll send him a message. There we go. So, Sam's getting us back into the hobby side of things. What is your view on them blowing up AOS again shortly? Because let's face it, it is like the second or third time they'll be doing it.
They've done it before. I'm still here. And I'm sure Age of Sigmar will still be there. They're like the cockroaches of the community. I've been called an AOS slopper before now. A slopper. So that's what they think of us. So, but I can see why they might potentially do it because, as I say, I was predominantly a 40k player, and this close group of friends, they were all like, we're doing this contest of generals, and basically you start with a really small army that you can paint up as the game progresses. And it had that, like that 8th, 9th edition where you could actually make a character and give him what you want instead of just here he is, there's his power, power fist and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the realm gate and the lore, it's a bit confusing, so I can see why. I think what they will do, what I'd like to think they'd do, is keep the books and the structure of the game as it is, because I can't see how you'd improve it any. It flows really well. There's always going to be a few rules that you could read differently to someone else, but I think that if they focused mainly on the lore and tried to somehow refer back to the old world or the world that was, have it to the 30k as is to 40k kind of a thing. The realm gate thing is kind of confusing, and people like to be. There's never any maps of the whole realm gates or how big they are or anything like that. So if they could condense it into one world and sort the lore out a bit, and the name, when I'm thinking about it, it's as silly as Warhammer 40,000 being called Emperor Hammer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Age of Sigmar, it's heavily going into the here is Sigmar kind of a thing. So
yeah,
no one plays Stormcast anyway, unless you're that guy.
I think Walrus Paints is just touching on it there, because people look at the old fantasy and the old lore about that as opposed to what the new one is. Me, for certain, like when I stopped and I had my long-term hobby break, fantasy was still fantasy. It was still the Warhammer game, and you had, here's the map, and Archaon's coming again. Yeah, here we go. And then I got back into it, and one of the first things I said to someone is, "Oh, is fantasy still a thing?" And they're like, "No, they blew it up. It's now this." And you're like, lore-wise, it's just like I liked some of the minis. I liked how good bits looked, but like when you're reading, Sigmar fell through the sky and he discovered all these realms, and you're just like, I'm out.
Yeah. And then he met a dragon, and that dragon could speak.
It reminded me very much of a scene in Family Guy where they're trying to get Quagmire out of something and they pretend they've killed him. And it's just like, and then a Pots and Pans robot came, and then a dinosaur from the future came, and then this came, and that came. And you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so I can see why they possibly might want to rebrand it and give it that, because it's kind of like, there's got to be, when it first launched in first edition, when everyone was rebasing, or the remainders were rebasing their models into round, the game that they left us with was oh shit, man. It was literally, I'd spent years painting these ogres up and getting them out and doing tattoos and all that, and I was fluent with playing it and playing every week, and all of a sudden it's the end times, and I was like, everyone else was like, oh, we're going to play 40k. It's like, no, it's still good.
Then
and it
that's the other thing, though, isn't it? It's like, as much as like we can sit there and bash, they've changed the game, they're making it something else. You can, if you own a rulebook, you can still just go play an old version of the game with some newer minis. There's nothing stopping you. It's just, I think we just get in this habit of, this is the new current thing, that's what we've got to do.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just distracted then.
No, you're grand. I'm reading the chat as well. It's lovely when the chat pops off here for us. It's lovely because we do get people involved. People do fire off questions every now and again. If you do have more questions, please feel free.
I just seen Sam saying to read, you make me physically sick. That tickled me. But yeah, as far as a rebrand is concerned, I'm not opposed to it. Like I say, I'm a veteran survivor of the fucking end times, so you can only break my heart once, Games Workshop.
I'll tell you something that stood out for me though, with especially like AOS as opposed to 40k, and I think they're pushing 40k more this way now with a lot of the more releases that they're doing. AOS always just seems to be a case of, this is the story ties to the game, and that's how we're going to drive our releases, and let's be cynical. Yes, they think up of some new batshit lore, that makes a new version of the game. Cool. 40k's gone the same way, where they're considering the blowing up of Cadia and the arsehole of the galaxy spreading across it and everything. AOS always interests me with respect to like how they're driving it, because there was that big period of time where the elves had Slanesh chained up or some shit, and they had it as a prisoner. The rats became a chaos race, and the Great Horned One's now a chaos god, and all of these weird little things, and it just feels like the team are actually trying to make a point of it. And I know part of that's probably because it's not doesn't sell as well as 40k, but it just feels like there's a bit more love going into it. And fuck off, the Tyneside is the arsehole of the galaxy, bruv. Shut up. But yeah, no, it just feels like there's a bit more care going into it rather than 40k is just a case of here's an idea, brush it out, get more minis. This is one that sells.
It's already established though, 40k, isn't it? I mean, everyone bashes on Ultramarines being the poster boys and this, that, and the other. I'll die on this hill, but Ultramarines have fucking carried Games Workshop through the absolute worst and best times. Say what you will about them, they have been absolutely brilliant for them.
Yeah, fair comment.
You know,
But it wasn't always Ultramarines though, wasn't it? It was like Blood Angels, and there was the like Imperial Fists before. When did it start?
Yeah.
When did Ultramarines start becoming the poster boys?
when they wanted to sell blue paint.
Yeah, no, it is. It's, I would say it. Remembering back all the codexes and rule books. Second edition 40k was Blood Angels on the front. Third edition was Black Templars. And then from like fourth and fifth onwards, that's when they started putting Ultramarines more to the front. If I'm right, Sam, it was Crimson Fists on the front cover of the third edition codex. Yeah. But a lot of the lore was more Ultramarine centric in the books. So yeah, from the end of third is when they started Ultramarines, because the Ultramarines wrote the codex, and here's the codex, so why not slap Ultramarines on it? Logically, it makes fucking sense, but you know, it is just, yeah. Again, like you say, there's nothing. I don't have anything against Ultramarines. I think it's where I started. They're a nice, easy scheme to get into it. They're simple enough to paint. People do still love them. They're an arsehole to play against, but they do their job.
So that one of the last units I built for Ultramarines was the Aggressor kit. Oh my god, what an unnecessary kit that is. It's like, you're building it and you think, yeah, this looks smart, and you're covering more and more of it with smaller things, and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Then paint them, god.
But I think when you look
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Like when you're talking about like paints and how the paints sell, the books sell the paints. For years and years, the blue paints were always the relatively best ones. Like the reds were too thin, the yellows were too runny. Blue was always a solid consistency.
Yeah. Always easy to find a highlight for blue as well, and you can always just use white and thin it down a bit.
Yeah, so that's, yeah. Sam is asking us, what faction you boys more excited in the new box set? I'm assuming he's talking about 40k.
Definitely the Skaven Spearhead.
You know what? I've actually bought, someone's getting the Kings of Ash book, and I've bought the Skaven off them for that, because I think they look fucking amazing.
Yeah, who doesn't like Eshin?
No, it's bingo card.
Even if you're putting them on square bases or whatever your game is,
they're
just cool. Who doesn't like Skaven?
I'm gonna throw it in there because I haven't said it. Bingo card, Mordheim, old school. It was always Eshin in that. Hey, look, you mentioned your square sausage and shit, Dunk, so go away. But
No, I didn't.
well, bingo card, I mentioned it for you. But there's always just something about the Eshin ones. They are proper Skaven. They're proper ratty. They're sneaky, stabby shits, and I love them.
And the Cities of Sigmar stuff doesn't look too bad either, to be fair. But I wouldn't like to paint it. It's too fiddly.
So that's interesting, because like I think I always look at, I've stuck with Space Marines for years because they are that little bit more chunky, they're less fiddly, and I'm put off by characters. Like if I've got to paint skin, that puts me off, I think. And yes, I'm coming to the sausage, Ryan. But yeah, it is always funny, like what we look at and think, I'd love that. I am not touching that.
Yeah, I've got a bar really, and I can identify when a model is out of my fucking skill set. Like I can do that very quickly. Like, looking at that tower, I was like, yep, I won't be painting that, but I should be smashing a few of them up. I think that's why I like Space Marines and Orcs so much. You know, there's your blue, off you go. There's your green, off you go. But I try to get them looking as well as I can, but ultimately it's just about having a laugh. You're not going to see any competitions or nothing.
Yeah, it's all about the fun, isn't it? Like, me personally, I would like to see some new Grey Knights. I think I've been saying this since we started the podcast.
Yeah.
I was gutted for you when they released that box, and it's like, released that 12 years ago. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
The models are.
I know they've tried to keep that's their break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah.
That's already sculpted on a shelf somewhere. That is.
It's on they've got that in someone's hard drives waiting. It's like, if in doubt, press send. That's what that is.
Yeah, but they got great lore. They've got good looking models. I'm sure they could get some kind of not a Primarch, but like a cool character involved and stuff like that. Some Inquisitors
Like,
in there.
you could
something.
even introduce them in Heresy by bringing out like Nathaniel Garrow, because he was the first one. Like, if you're doing the end of Heresy, you could have like a small contingent of Grey Knights coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
bang
it's
them in
very
with
fun.
bang them in with Sisters of Battles or something. If
Yeah.
they don't want to release a foot, because it does my head in. When you see them they release a new army book, and I'm a sucker for Games Workshop products. Yeah, I'll buy the army books every time. Never read them, just use the app. But you see ones for like Sons of Behemoth and things like that. They've got 3 models. How are you selling a book based on 3 data slates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. Here's one that we always ask around this time. Is there any sort of mini that you look at as like your holy grail, something that you would love to paint, but are scared to do it?
Not really.
Yeah.
No. I'm up for anything, me, really. Give anything a go.
Is there a model that you would like to paint again for the first time because you enjoy painting it that much?
Oh, OG Gazgul.
The original second edition one, or
yeah. No, the one where he was first in Power Armor.
Oh yeah. The one where he's basically like that.
Yeah. That model, that for me, that's just like I remember getting that on my birthday and just being like, and then my dad had painted it for me, and it just looked. I just thought it was like heavy metal standard. Looking back on it, it probably wasn't, but he'd managed to do the the checkered along the jaw and all that. And it just looked great. But he was the kind of person. My dad, his painting was good, but like when we were younger, if you wanted a Spider-Man figure, he'd paint it black and paint the spider around it so it would be Venom, that kind of thing. So it was pretty decent painter, to be fair. Probably saved himself a few quid as well.
Yeah, black and white. That's it. That's all you're getting.
Do you think you'll get a new Gaskell in this 11th edition coming out after redoing the whole range?
I don't think we will.
I very much doubt it.
Yeah, he got done not too long ago, really, didn't he? And it is still an amazing mini, but
I was hoping that they'd do like and it was that Yarrick was dead, and he was gonna he was looking for, what's the bastard's name now? Abaddon. I'd like to say Abaddon. No. It's gone.
Now, I can see here that you do have 1 or 2 tattoos on you. Do you have any Warhammer tattoos?
I don't. I had planned to get a Nurgle logo and a Skaven logo, but just never got round to it, man.
And how many tattoos do you have?
4? Yeah, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
And what are your tattoos?
So I've got this one, which is like a fucking octopus skull thing.
nice.
But everyone thinks I'm a fucking Death Eater, so that can fuck off.
Harry Potter ruins everything.
And then I've got like an octopus and a watch. Yeah.
It's nuts.
And a little. Oh, it's a fucking X's tattoo. That fuck that off. And I've got an anchor behind my ear for my granddad, but I was absolutely steaming when I got that done, so it's not the best. So then I got it on my hand instead.
What is the most painful place you've had a tattoo? Is it behind the ear? Because I can imagine because the skin's so thin there. That's got.
Oh man, I fell asleep for most of my tattoos. It's just like that. You know, like when you're having your hair cut and it's like that. It's like that. I was just like, ooh, there we go. So I've never thought they've hurt. So, but I've never had any on rib cages or knees or anything like that. I imagine that's painful.
Yeah, get one on your finger and then come back.
I've got one on my hand.
No, I get one there.
What is it?
It's a wee daisy. Because my dog died and our dog was called Daisy. And I just got one of my nudlings done on my leg. And before my wife got tattooed, I was actually a tattoo guy. Shout out to Kevin at Spilt Ink. It's like, can you do a wee daisy on my finger for my dog that we just had to get put down? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. And I must have been in Kevin's chair for about 2.5 hours getting one of my nudlings done. And it was fine. That tattoo on my finger took 5 minutes. Worst pain I've ever had in my life. It was nearly as bad as getting man flu.
They rub off though after a while if they're on your digits, don't they? Or they fade quite easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's alright. I'll probably get it touched up. I need to go back to Kevin actually and get my 4th nod one done. I've got one more nod one to get done and then we'll go into something different. But yeah, that was brutal.
My wife actually had a tattoo on her finger there, and she got it, I think, well, donkeys ago. But within like 6 to 8 months, it started fading off pretty quick.
Shite tattoos then, because I've had this for about 5 years.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
No, I've known a few people to have it on digits, and it just, for whatever reason, it just doesn't set, or, well, not set, but it just doesn't take.
I think probably because you use your hand so much in a day, it will always like.
Oh, he works from home, and he doesn't get them dirty.
Yeah, listen.
Listen, all that typing can like take a lot out of you. You know, you're gonna end up with like repetitive strain.
Yeah, I did my bit. I was out in the fucking. I did 5 years as an infantry soldier in the army. I did my bit in the outside doing all that hard digging and shit. No more. I did it for 5 years. 5 years long enough. I mean, I'm soft hands now. Soft hands. Don't get dressed until 12 o'clock.
Yeah. See, going back to the working from home thing, I've only worked from home for like 2 or 3 years. Before that, I was non-stop offices, and a change of pace is weird. Like, I don't think I like it, but it's that, or I have to pay silly money to get into the office every day. So I'd rather just be a type. So.
But you know, if you're working in an office environment, that's, you know, there's no difference from you being at a desk or being at home, really, is there? So
yeah, I get many.
Just the fucking, you missed the commute bit.
All I do in my commute is sleep anyway, so I might as well just stay in bed. Your beard is magnificent. Who are you talking to? Oh, okay, there you go. It's Mr. Tablet. Your beard's magnificent from Rain Brutality.
It's fucking not, is it? 38 and just hit puberty.
It's like a. You remember EastEnders? Was it Giuseppe that had a kind of wee in EastEnders? Betty,
any more names you want to give me? What about fucking Giuseppe, Ryan, Tablet? Come on, man. You say, oh, it's spreading the love. What's your just call me names?
We get you on.
With love, though. Names with love.
We get you on false pretenses just to mug you off. That's what it is.
I go by many names.
Tablet Ryan's the one that's going to stick now.
Yeah. So he's not sorry about that either.
It's just so weird how that kind of just is just taking legs and kind of. You just started getting t-shirts and that made now.
Paranoid about my mustache now. It took me ages to grow this.
I tell you what. Here's a question, because Graham's in here. He's not asked it yet.
Yeah. Graham, why have you not asked a question yet?
I haven't done the weekly boggle yet either, Graham. I'm aware of that. I'll put it up later. With respect to 40k law, is there any Primarch that you know of that you would want to get back into the game alive or dead?
Well, he's already there, so Gilliman is the saviour.
There you go.
Yeah, you've got to see Khan, haven't you? On a big motorbike or something, or Perth Harborough or something like that.
Yeah. I think, especially with the speed freaks now being a thing in 40k in the next edition, we're probably going to see Space Marines on bikes making a big comeback.
Yeah, I thought they'd been teasing White Scars for a while, but no.
Yeah, they did. They gave him a new leader on a jet bike, so I imagine jet bikes might become a thing. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I think I've said it before.
Custodes one.
Mm.
I've said it, but I think I've said it in previous podcasts. Like, I feel that if there's going to be a new loyalist leading to it, it's either going to be Raven Guard or White Scars.
It's got to be Rogel Dawn next, I reckon.
No, I hope not.
I do. Imagine you've got a Perth Harborough on one side and Dawn on the other, and you've got all these different scenarios, attack and defend, and with all the stupid circular objectives going and getting away from the L-shaped. You know, it's very appealing to all the players, and with these new books that they're releasing, you can kind of build your own character again. And if you want a chaplain on a motorbike with a chainsaw, so fucking be it. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I do.
It is. From I'm classed as an outsider now, but looking back in, it is very, very enticing to get back in. But I always keep my toe in, as it were. I'm a big fan of all the lore. I think it's very well written and stuff like that.
But imagine he came back, right? And he comes back with two hands, and then the Imperial first are going, what the fuck whose hands have we been inscribing shite on then for the last 10,000 years? He just comes back with two hands, and he's like, what the fuck have you guys been doing? That would just... See, what I would like to see is a Primarch come back who just goes fucking mental and just, like, more or less nearly has a fight with his brothers because he just goes pure rogue. Just starts chopping up, maybe right away just chops Abaddon's or Abaddon or however you want to pronounce his name, just chop his head off because obviously he's way stronger than a fucking first captain, and just start milking cunts and like that brothers have taken a rein him in. I would like to see that going forward.
Who would that most likely be? Magnus, maybe?
Or maybe Can. You can see it being Can. Just going absolute radio rental. Just
Going back
chopping
to
up.
Dawn for a second, right? And his two hands. What if they brought him back and he was like Mr. Han from Enter the Dragon, and he's walking around, he's got his one good hand, but then they're like, depending on how you want to play him, you can screw in a different hand for a different weapon. So like one's got like the weird little bear claw on it, one's got like all the razor blades. I think that'd be sick. He's just
like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, pretty much. Go for Rogan's fist punch or some shit.
What were they called? They've just redone models of them. Chaos Mutilators. You know, they could change into any gun, couldn't they? That'd be a pretty cool thing.
I can't go gadget arm. Is that what you're talking about, Casey?
Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah, and then maybe he can get flying rules because propellers pop out of his head. Fuck it.
Inspector Rogel.
I'm here for that, and I'd paint him with a trench coat as well. Fuck it.
Go, Gadget Land Raider.
That was a great show. Oh, I used to love Inspector Gadget back in the day.
Yeah, so I'd probably like to see a Rogel Dawn maybe, or I like them all. I'm not like obsessive over one.
I think that's the best way to be about it, isn't it? Like if you're into it and you like it, when they announce it, you can't be disappointed because at the end of the day, it's better than not having one at all.
I couldn't believe how much the Lion looked like Charles Dance. I'd definitely be suing there.
Yeah, that was definitely big Tywin energy coming off of it, wasn't it? It was insane. I do love it though. It's proper looks like him. And then you had Siege Studios painting the Night Lord to look like what's his name from American Psycho, Patrick Bateman. That was quite. I think there's lots of scope in what we do to borrow from things, like even back the old Guard Codex is having Slime Arbo. What just he's Rambo, but it doesn't matter. He's got his little headband, and the whole lore of him is he's a psychotic killer, and he just wants to be out in the jungle. Perfect, absolutely perfect.
As if they're still selling them Cat-Chan models or Cat-Chans or whatever you want to call them.
I think, like you're saying about other things, they need a refresh, but at the same time, they're iconic. And they're just pure 80s cheese, aren't they? And you got to love them for it.
Yeah, but seeing them next, maybe if they're going to keep the same style, but just upscale the poor buggers.
Yeah. Give them a bit of something else, but
give them the Krieg treatment.
Yeah.
See, I thought I would.
So
like growing up, like being a massive Krieg fan and that, I thought I'd have been so excited for the newer models release, but I'm a man of Sigmar now. Seen the light. Have you used to ever tried any Sigmar?
Yes.
No.
So I haven't played the game properly. I have dabbled in painting some Stormcast, which I know I'll probably get disdainful look from you from. But I've painted up some Cities of Sigmar stuff, some of the Skaven. I do enjoy the minis. I think they're great. It's just everything where I am is so heavily skewed to 40k. It's just easier just staying there. But I think, like I say, where I bought the new Skaven minis from a guy, that would help, because that is essentially a spearhead, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
A lot of what people, I think, with AOS, you don't have the same people playing to like the 2,000 points limit is. Have you got a spearhead? Bring that along. We're having a spearhead tournament. It just feels like it's a quick and easy way to get into it.
It's actually a good game as well. You know, it's pretty well structured. You haven't got to add anything to it, take anything away from it. It's just a one and done, really.
Yeah, I especially like that new assassin character where he's on the huge broken beam.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what they've called it.
The Deathmaster.
That is quality. I think
Deathmaster something.
Yeah.
I wish they just brought Snitch back though, or Snitch or whatever his name was.
That
I read things how I like to read them.
Oh, we all do. I think, you know, this is the weirdest thing about like all the Warhammer lore and stuff is they'll release a mini and you'll hear it pronounced 12 different ways. Like Gilliman. Like I've heard Guilman, I've heard Goody.
Oh no, Robert Guilman.
That's the first time I've heard it in French, and it works much better. But yeah, it's just someone will think of something and they'll slap it on a box, and just the way people pronounce it so differently, it's just like, eh? But okay, everyone's got their own way of saying it, and at the end of the day, until they actually start spelling these things out phonetically, we'll say it how we want.
I seen like a comic book strip the other day. It was some salamander marine, and he's doing salamandery kind of thing, saving kids and whatnot. And I can't remember what his first name was. Sakon, I think his name was. But in the comments, someone had thought his surname was These Nuts.
There's always one.
You gotta get in there. Like Ligma, all of that, Pigma. Gotta get in there with the gut. That's the other great thing I think about the community stuff that we've got is, like you're saying, there's a lot of like-minded people. You've got people who take it proper seriously and people who just want to have a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's entitled to be happy and everyone's entitled to enjoy the hobby how they want to enjoy it. If they want to broadcast every brushstroke, that's cool. If they want to hyperfixate on one faction, that's cool. It's just enjoy it.
Yeah, man, definitely.
It's such a wide range of a hobby. You can pretty much, you know, I know people who just specifically read the Black Library books and they don't play and they don't, you know, there's just so many things. The only thing they're not branching out. Oh, they did try and branch out into music, didn't they, with the goth rockers?
Yeah. I think they've put their finger in each pie at some point, haven't they? Like they've dabbled in everything. So
I'm not gonna lie, that April Fool, The Emperor Protects was a good skit, wasn't it? I'd go and watch that.
Yeah, the stage show. Actually, I showed it to my wife. She hates the minis, but she does love the theatre. And she was like, Yeah, I'd go watch that. It's like, fucking hell. There you go.
Tracing the Infinite having his solo as well. I just thought it was quality.
Yeah, that was massive.
Right, guys, I think it's probably a good time there to call it quits. Mr. Ryan, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. For folks that don't follow you, do you want to just tell them where they can follow you? And is there anybody you want to give a shout out to, or any sponsors you want to give a shout out to as well?
No sponsors, but I'll give my boys a shout out. So if you want to check out Golden Rogue Minis, that's Golden Rogue Minis. Loads of AOS stuff. Then we've got Three Finger Painting. Tragically lost his finger in a farming accident. So go give him some love. He's also a good painter. And we've got Midnight Studios. That's Steve. Slaughterhouse Games. That's Matty. Go and check him out. Mid-Realm Minis. Mountain of Chaos. This is what I mean. These are all local boys to me that we play every week with and stuff like that. So it's a bit of pleasure, gents.
No, man, pleasure's been ours, man. Thanks so much for coming on. We've absolutely had an absolute blast, and if we're still doing this and you're up to nothing and you've not changed your name, we'd love to have you back on at some point.
Yeah, man, just drop us a message. I'll come on now. The anxiety's gone. I don't know what I was so worried for, to be honest. When I'm talking about fucking Warhammer in front of 5 people.
Yeah, and the funny I think we peaked at 10 concurrent viewers at any one point. So like we've done well getting up to double figures. But what was quite funny was just before, this is kind of one of my last few stories. We were chatting privately earlier on today, and you were like, "Oh, what about swearing?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, don't worry. Like you can swear away." I've yet to find anybody who can beat Chris, the Audible guy, at swearing.
Yeah.
Because I think me and Casey were shocked at the amount of swearing that he does. Because he's such an actor, you're thinking he's going to be like all poshly spoken, and he does have a nice accent. But it was just fuck this and fuck that, and just effing and whining all the way. So anybody who thinks they can come on and beat Chris, natural Chris, give him a follow.
Do not tempt me, Frodo.
Yeah.
We'll just have we'll do a swearing special episode. We'll put it on after 9 o'clock and just let loose.
Swear jar special.
Yeah.
If you jump on Warpgate's lives, they kind of go fucking south quick.
I have a habit of going in there saying something just to get him going south and then log out. Just throw a grenade or run.
He jumped on our live last week, and he was on his car, and it turned out he was sitting outside his child's school, and then we all just started making non-jokes about him sitting outside schools on his phone. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell. Well, he's outside of school.
Yeah, and I mean, it was his own fault for telling it, because we're like, why are you in your car? He's like, I'm sitting outside my son's school, and then the non-jokes just started flowing.
Yep. Never tell us the truth if in that sort of situation.
Yeah, I'm outside the shop. It's not good.
Yeah, and that's the good thing about finding people like yourself. Like you can just instantly have that kind of banter with them, and there's nobody's taking it seriously. Obviously, there's some people that take it seriously.
No,
but,
if you're gonna give it, you got to take it and stuff like that. Don't take yourself too seriously. Try and be nice to everyone. If you don't like something, don't fucking comment. Keep your horrible shit to yourself. There's stuff that I don't like. There's people who probably don't like my stuff, but as long as we're spreading the positivity, it's good. But, trolling people and shit like that, it's alright if you build up a rapport with them, but just play nice, as I always say.
Yeah, 100%. Folks, that's us for another week. Make sure you give Tablet Ryan a follow. An absolutely sound gentleman. And next week, I'm not 100% sure who we've got on next week. There's a couple of guests that we've maybe got coming on. Well, only one guest, but we're just looking, and it's maybe quite a special guest coming on as well.
Thanks.
Well, you're special. You're special in different ways.
Yeah.
Because you like different pills. But we've really got a kind of good get. Well, obviously all the guests are good.
Yes.
But we've maybe a really kind of surprising guest coming on next week. Folks, give Joe a follow. Give Casey a follow. Unfollow me because I'm not worth it. And folks, we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.